Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking about bronzers. Whenever I do my makeup and I add bronzer to my skin, I personally think it just takes the look to another level. So today I'm going to be sharing my favorite bronzers with you guys, and I will be going over some of my favorite bronzers that I carry in my kit, as well as ones that I use on myself. So the first bronzer I will be talking about is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this bronzer in and around the social media world. This bronzer works on many different skin tones. It is matte. It has enough warmth to it, but it's also cool enough that you can sculpt out the face by contouring. Whenever I'm tanned, this is not the first bronzer I reach for, but it is a bronzer that I always have in my kit to use on my clients. The second bronzer I will be talking about is my Nars Laguna bronzer. This bronzer is a deeper shade. It has a slight luminosity to it. So this bronzer has a lot more depth in comparison to the Hoola bronzer. It's a nice golden undertone, perfect for medium to deeper complexions. My next bronzer that I've been using for quite some time, it's similar to the Nars Laguna bronzer. So this is the MAC Refined Golden bronzer. This was my absolute favorite bronzer to use whenever I was working for the company. I would literally douse my face in this every single day. So next to the Nars Laguna bronzer, as you guys can see, they are similar in tones. Just a really good bronzer. The only difference is if you're not into sparkle on any level, you might not like this one. It doesn't really show up on the skin, but if you're doing your makeup for daytime, it might be something that you want to stay away from. Next up, we have the Guerlain Terracotta Sun Trio. I've heard mixed reviews on this bronzer. I decided to purchase it and try it for myself. I actually really like it. I like that it has 3 different tones that you can customize. I really like the tone that this bronzer gives, and it's also matte. Really beautiful on the skin if you're looking for a nice matte bronzer. Next up, we have the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze in the color 102 Tantric. This is the color here. If I can compare it to another bronzer, color-wise, it's not far off of the Hoola bronzer. It's a little bit paler and it's a little bit warmer. If you're looking for a nice, soft, sun-kissed bronzer, and if you like a little bit more of a red undertone, this is a good bronzer for you. Next, we have the Fenty Beauty Stalker. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this bronzer, but it's spelled B-A-J-A-N Gyal. So it's like Bajan or Bajan Gyal. I apologize, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but this is the shade. It's a beautiful golden undertone. I love using this whenever I'm really tanned, or I use it on my medium to dark complexion clients. It's a really, really beautiful bronzer that gives you this natural sun-kissed glow. It is really pigmented, which I really like. I like using a bronzer that I don't have to pick up a lot of product and it shows on my skin. So this one I tend to reach for whenever I am a little bit more tanned. Last but not least, I have one of my favorite bronzers that I finally purchased after many years of dreaming about it. It is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. This bronzer is a cream bronzer and it's luxurious. It has this soft perfume scent, and the color is absolutely stunning. I use this very sparingly because it is expensive and it's just amazing, and I never want to run out. If they ever discontinued this, my makeup career would be probably over. I can't say enough good things about this bronzer, from the consistency to the application to the undertone. It is such a beautiful bronzer. The only thing I can say about it is if your complexion is a little bit more fair, this will probably pull a little bit more orange on you. I have a bit of a tan right now. I'm going to apply this today on my skin tone so that you guys can see how it looks on me. Now, to apply this bronzer, you want to be using a brush that's relatively dense. I typically use the Sephora Pro Contour Suite number 97. It is tapered and it is labeled for contour, but the density works well with this bronzer. So what I do, I pick up a bit of the product in the container and I start by warming up my complexion around the perimeter of my face. I like to apply it where I would normally contour, so underneath my cheekbones, and then I just blend that out into my foundation. Even though it is a cream product, it doesn't have a wet feeling to it. It's almost like a powdered cream. So then I would apply it to my forehead, along my hairline. And as you guys can see, the bronze is just a slight bronze. This is borderline as far as giving me more of a bronze look. So with the tan that I have now, I would typically start with this product and then I would go in with a deeper bronzer to bronze up my skin even more. So I'm just pushing that product into my hairline. As you guys can see, it didn't change the color of my skin tone that drastically, so you can get an idea of how dark this bronzer is on my skin tone. So because I like my skin to be a little bit more bronzed, I'm actually going to go in with my Fenty bronzer. With my Sigma Spotlight Duster, the F37, I'm going to go over top with my Chanel bronzer. I'll do one side of my face so you guys can see the difference. So just bringing that on the perimeter of my face, along my hairline. I'm going to bring it down on my neck. As you guys can see, this side of my face is a little bit more bronze than this side. So just bringing that on my nose, basically where the sun would naturally hit. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my video on my favorite bronzers. If you've tried any of these bronzers, please comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Until the next video, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you all so much. Thank you all for watching.